Good evening. As a proud Wiradjuri woman, I'd first like to pay my respects to the Ngunnawal people on whose land I've lived for the last 27 years and thank them for their support and friendships over that time. Given that the most of the room is our people, I just want to thank you all for turning up on a cold winter night as well. Firstly, in a snapshot of that 27 years, I've been as comfortable as a trainee in the Magistrates Court through to a acting agency head at Aboriginal hostels as I have been on the football field at Boomanalla or picking up rubbish at Family Day. I think I've been able to balance the world of a senior public servant with still being connected with our mob and trying to make sure there's opportunities and supporting each other. I'm no longer in the public service, so I think it's a good opportunity to now put my hand up to be a candidate. Mainly because I believe in such a small jurisdiction with one government to work with, that the outcomes that we should be aspiring to shouldn't be to close half the gap in 30 years. We should be looking to set a world standard in outcomes for Indigenous people. And with the quality of Indigenous people that live in this town, but also the opportunities that exist in this town, might not be for a few years of the elected body, but that should be our aspiration. We shouldn't be just trying to catch up. I come with my hand up with high expectations of myself, our community and of our government. A vote for me will be a vote for trying to keep kids at home safely, pushing for the programs and services that are required for that to be achieved. The number of our kids in the out-of-home care system is unacceptable. I foster one of these fine young men, but there's far too many kids in this system. But the solutions to this don't rest on one set of shoulders or in one area of government. We need to prioritise housing options, family-based support programs and early interventions. And we need to pay more attention to the people in our community, the people that work at places like Googan, Beryl Women's Refuge and Woonunga, who are experts in this field. We have to back their solutions and learn from their expertise and provide them with the right supports to do even better jobs than they do now. The way to world-class outcomes rests in the ability of government and the large service agencies in this town to get behind Indigenous-led solutions. They've tried it their way for a long time and the scoreboard speaks for itself. Mainstream services, government or not, need to have real engagement strategies, hard targets for Indigenous outcomes and a workforce that reflects their client base, not the general population. We need to grow Indigenous business service sector and nurture far more leaders across this community because the burden on too few has been too great. If I'm elected, I'll also be a voice for accountability. I'll show up, and not just accountability for government, but of ourselves as well. Being my own boss now, I can also give frank and fearless advice to government. I'll not shy away from the issues that rest with us. I'm not an expert on any one thing, but I know who they are, and I know how to get the system to listen to them. I'd be humbled to receive your vote, and I'll spend the next 3 years working to repay the confidence you show in me. Thanks.